Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my show. My name is Mike. This is Narco Cop MMA. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to go over the Dana White's Contender Series Week 4. I'll also do a little bit of a recap for what I did last week, which is a very good week. For those who followed, those who tailed, we did very well. Tracked bets, 4.7 units. The untracked bet, I hit the Almeida sub prop, which was really nice. I think it was in the 500 range. I can't remember, but I hit that for half a unit, so that was good. And yeah, basically, it's a solo thing today. I couldn't get anybody on. A lot of people were busy, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to do a solo thing today. I have a lot of notes. I have a good amount of bets, and I have some good spots that I really like in this card. I taped it really good, so I feel good about some of these spots here. Again, thank you for everybody that's in chat that's joining me today. I look forward to giving you guys some really good picks. Going back to last week, I had Mo Miller was my big bet. Mo Miller, he completely dominated Brandon Lewis. Had him to win 5 units. I had actually 12 total units on him. He came through. He completely dominated like I thought he would. His grappling was huge, easy. Kind of got robbed, man. I wish the guy got a contract. The guy is really talented. Doesn't get a contract. A couple weeks ago, that Altamirano somehow got a contract, which, this Mo Miller would absolutely dust him. So for him to get I don't know what Dana's doing, honestly. Some of these things, just don't make sense to me. I know he likes finishes, but, Altamirano didn't finish. How did he get a contract? Yet Mo Miller, completely dominates and doesn't get a contract. I lost the bet on Angel Losa. I completely misread Magdalena, man. He didn't look that good on tape. His head movement was ridiculous in this fight, moving his head really well. Dude is, fighting like that, man, he really impressed me. Like, really good body work, going to the low legs, upper body. I mean, the guy was good everywhere, man. His striking was really good, good head movement, good on the ground. I mean, he was good everywhere and really impressive. I mean, the guy's like a tank, man. Keeps coming forward. Lusa fought his ass off, but honestly, Jack Della was just the better fighter, man. He's the better fighter, and he won, and that's plain and simple. That's what happened in that spot, and I was wrong about him. The other couple of bets I had were Jasmine Jazadivicius at minus 135. She squeaked out a win. It was close, but I clearly think she won that fight. And at 135, I don't know what happened in that second round, but I don't know if she took the round off or what it was, but she lost that second round, I believe. I also had a bet on the over 1.5 Lusa versus Magdalena. I thought that both guys were durable. That's one thing that I did see on tape. And to get it at minus 140 over 1.5 was a really good spot, I thought, and that came through. And again, like I said, the Almeida sub prop that I posted on Twitter, man, that was a great bet. I mean, Almeida, dude, that guy looks ridiculous. He's a guy that you have to watch out for in the UFC. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a guy that I'm going to look to be backing. I believe he has a fight coming up, and if the line is right, I am definitely going to back him because the dude is legit everywhere, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, honestly. But enough of that. Let's get to what I have this week because that's more important. First off, let's get some winners. Yeah, that's what we're here to do. We're here to get some winners and give you some winners today. So you know what? Let's get started. I don't want to make this too long. Let's get started here with the first fight of the night, which I totally don't understand why Rosales Victor Martinez is the first fight of the night. That could easily be the main event. They have a main event that shouldn't have been a main event, but regardless, we're going to go over what we have. First fight of the night is Jacob Rosales going up against Victor Martinez. I'm going to start off with Jacob Rosales. Jacob Rosales, very aggressive fighter, constantly coming forward. He's a BJJ black belt. He trains out of a combat submission wrestling gym, which is basically known for a lot of wrestling, a lot of grappling. It's not a striking-based gym. But if you watch Rosales, you think he's coming from a striking-based gym because that's all he likes to do is stand and bang. I mean, that's basically what he likes to do. Come forward and bang, take some shots, give back some shots, hopefully basically break you down because the guy has a really good chin. The guy has a very good cardio, good boxing skills, good BJJ skills. He's good. He's well-rounded. The guy's well-rounded. I'm going to give him that. Has a good jab, has a good straight right hand. His ground and pound is nasty when he gets on top, so he wants to get you out of there. But there's a few flaws that I see in his game, and one primarily is that when he's striking, his striking defense is not good. He gets hit way, way, way too often. We look at him here, and in this, specifically in this Bryce Logan, fight, man, he gets hit a lot, and I think it's in the second round. He gets dropped by a jab really bad, busts up his nose very bad. He bleeds everywhere, but the guy is so tough. Continually comes forward for the rest of the fight, never slows down. But Bryce Logan basically pieces him up. But I do believe that Rosales probably won the fourth and fifth rounds in that fight. If it wasn't the fourth and fifth, then he won possibly the first and the fifth. But he did win the last round. It was a 48-47 decision, so it was close. But just watching that fight and him, Logan is a shorter fighter. He's doesn't have a big reach or anything. He was a smaller fighter there. You see he's 5'9", and Rosales, I believe, is 5'11". And Logan just kept hitting him over and over and over again. And you constantly saw that. And, defensively, he's flawed. You go back and watch the Jonathan Pierce fight for the Contender Series, because he was previously on Contender Series. The one thing I will say is in that Jonathan Pierce fight, he was giving and taking. He was taking more than he was giving. But I did find out that he fought with a fractured leg, man. He went into that fight with a fractured leg. And, 2 weeks before that, I think he found out he had a fractured leg. And he said, no, this is my only chance. I'm jumping in there. I don't care if my leg is fractured. I'm going to go at it. The guy has balls, man. The guy is tough. He went in there, fought his ass off, eventually got, knocked out. But a lot of it had to do with, I think he was kind of tired. His movement wasn't the same, whatever it may be, fractured leg. To fight with a fractured leg, it's very tough. He did it. He fought decent, but eventually he got stopped. Then he came back, in this most recent fight against Jose Martinez. He pretty much completely dominated that fight, pushed him back the whole fight. Jose Martinez is not like a complete slouch. So, I mean, he just completely dominated this fight. Martinez was trying to take it to the ground. He couldn't do so much. And Rosales just pieced him up on the feet. I think he had some ground and pound in there. So, the thing with him is, he's got great cardio, great chin. That's the things he relies on mostly. His cardio, his chin, those are his attributes. He does have some power when he's standing. He's got decent hands. But what I noticed with him is he likes throwing punches one at a time. He doesn't throw punches in combination, which I don't like. It's just not good for me to see a guy that is not throwing in combination. He's throwing one pop shots at a time, and then he follows his guys instead of cutting off the ring. You want a guy like him. He's so aggressive. Cut off the ring on your guys so you can catch him. Instead, he follows. That's what he did the whole Bryce Logan fight, is follow the guy. Cut off the ring. You'll have a better opportunity to land, whatever it may be. But following a guy is not the right method, and he does that a lot. I see that on tape. He does it a lot. He doesn't cut off the ring. But he's a tough dude, man. And this guy, he's always in shape. I mean, he's going to come in shape. And he's facing a guy in Martinez, not Victor Martinez, or I'm sorry, not Jose Martinez, but Victor Martinez. So Victor Martinez, he's also a BJJ black belt, which when you watch his tape, you'd never think he's a BJJ black belt because he never turns to grappling. Guy has really good boxing. He's the much better technical striker, good footwork, good power. The guy comes from, he trains out of Cesar Diego Ferreira's gym, which is out in Texas. He's a black belt under Cesar Diego Ferreira, which is a good sign. I mean, he must know what he's doing on the ground. He's got really good boxing skills. He's also a guy that all you see on tape is he's constantly moving forward. The guy's constantly marching forward. So something's got to give in this fight. Like both guys, that's what they like doing. So there's going to be some kind of clash. I expect Rosales probably to do more of the going forward just because of how aggressive, how tough the guy is. He's willing to take a shot to give a shot. That's just the type of fighter he is. Martinez, on the other hand, like same thing, aggressive, moving forward. He does have really good boxing skills. He's a Fury FC champion, lightweight champion. The thing with him is he hasn't fought for 2 years, man. Guy's been on the shelf for 2 years. That's the thing. What have you been doing for 2 years? You know, that's kind of a concern, the fact that this guy has been on the shelf for 2 years. I saw an interview of his. He said like this. He talked about this bout here that he had a schedule. He got hurt or whatever, or I don't remember if it was hurt or Corona or something, but had to cancel it. Didn't fight Tucker Lutz. But then, you know, now he's back almost 2 years later. He's fought decent guys. Nico Echeverria is a really good ground guy. BJJ black belt, I believe. Had his back a couple of times, but, you know, he knows how to defend. He knows how to defend when he's down there. Gleitson Cutis is another black belt, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. He's a Brazilian guy that's really good on the ground. Says split decision. I don't see how Cutis won any other round other than round one. Round one, he had his back for the majority of the time, but round 2 and 3, Martinez clearly won that fight. I have no idea how one judge gave it to him. But when we go back and look, I mean, he's fought decent. You know, Eric Gonzalez, a combate guy, he's pretty good. Aggressive dude also. Not a bad look. Like, that's not a terrible loss to me, a split decision to him. Luke Flores was formerly on the Contender Series. You know, getting an armbar here. I mean, that's a long time ago. He wasn't a black belt in 2015. I think he got his black belt recently, actually, like a year or two ago. You know, going back early in his career, he lost his first 2 fights. But like this guy, man, he's aggressive. He's got heavy power in his hands. He sits down well on his spots, but he's going to be at a disadvantage, a height, a reach disadvantage. You know, the odds right now, I'm looking at them and, you know, they're starting to creep up. And at one point they were plus, let me see here. Yeah, it's plus 160 now. Like it's kind of making me want to go bet Martinez just because of how hittable Jacob Rosales is, man. Guy is very hittable, and Martinez carries power in his punches. He trains also, he cross-trains at Fortis. So don't be fooled that he's only in Cesar Ferreira's gym. He cross-trains with really good guys because him and Diego Ferreira, they go to Fortis like every week for 2 or 3 days at a time, and they train out there. So he's getting good training. He's a boxing coach actually at Ferreira at another gym in near his house. So guy has very good boxing skills. He's very tough. We know these Mexican fighters, man, they're really tough. He's one of those guys. It's a really close fight. You know, I do favor Rosales. He's got a better chin, better cardio. The cardio is a huge thing for me, which is why I favor Rosales for the most part. But, you know, now he's creeping up 185. If I can get Victor Martinez at plus 180 range, I'm probably going to play him because I think Rosales gets hit a lot, man. And if Martinez catches him right, he could hurt him because we saw Bryce Logan knock him down with a jab, man. Knock Rosales down with a jab. I mean, he's there. He could be hurt. And, you know, Martinez throws big punches, has power. I think he can hurt Rosales if he catches him. And, you know, taking a big plus money number on him, I might take it. You know, I know he's been knocked out once against Jonathan Pierce, and maybe the leg had something to do with that. But, you know, if Victor Martinez catches him, he could put him to sleep, honestly, and because he hits that hard. So right now it's a pass. If I get plus 180 or more, I suggest you guys probably get on it because, you know, going back and looking, Victor Martinez is not a slouch, dude, and he's fought pretty good opposition. Let me go into this. Oh, my guy, MA Triple J. What's up, bro? What's up, Narco? Taping as you talk. That's how we do it, man. Grind it. Dalton, 100% agree about the striking defense. His defense is actually pretty good when he solely focuses on it, but falls apart when he's on attack. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he has this mindset that he's going to move forward and he could take a punch or two just to he wants to deliver his strikes. So when he's doing that, he's open to get hit, and he gets hit pretty often, honestly. Jose Martinez looked bad. Yeah, I mean he's not a good fighter, but I mean, I'm just saying that he completely dominated Jose Martinez in that fight. And that's what makes it sketchy against a guy who hits as hard as Martinez. Yeah, exactly my point. Why, if Martinez wasn't as big of a hitter and he didn't have the boxing skills that he has, I'd probably play Rosales, honestly, because just the way he grinds, he's a minute winner. Rosales is a minute winner because of his aggression, and though he keeps coming forward and he throws the volume. So he is a minute winner, but I'm scared that he's going to get caught. Martinez, I know. I saw it, and I said, if I can get plus 180, Triple J, I think I'm going to do it, dude. I'm going to take the splash. That's most likely because Rosales has fought the better competition and has shown to have the better all-around game. In this matchup, though, it can get real greasy in the pocket. Yeah, that's another thing I didn't mention. Rosales, he's a BJJ black belt. He might be the better guy on the ground. They're both BJJ black belts. But Rosales doesn't implement the ground game. So he likes stand-up. So I doubt he's going to use wrestling or trying to take this down. He just doesn't usually use it. Maybe if we see him get hurt on the feet, maybe he decides to use it. It's possible. But again, Martinez is competent down there. He's not like some slouch. I am narco, but might wait. Yeah, I think it's better to wait. If you get a better number. Looks like money is coming in on him. I agree with Dalton. I just might wait to pull the trigger. I was debating at plus 130. I put 50 on Martinez. There you go. Tim, what's up, brother? Marco, parlay pieces. Rosales. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I'm not parlay piece. I'm not using him as a parlay piece, but if you want to, more power to you. I wouldn't do it. I'm just afraid of what's coming back at him with Martinez. But let's move on. If anybody has any questions, throw them up in chat. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, man. So let's move on. Fight number 2. Let me tell you guys, before I even go on, this will be the main event of this card. That's my opinion. From what I saw on tape, this is the main event. This is going to be a slugfest, an insane fight right here. It's Kletzin Rodriguez versus Santo Caratolo. I'll start off with Kletzin Rodriguez. Dude is 25 years old. Looks like a little baby here. Dude fights out of a decent team in Team Nogueira out in Brazil. He's got, a bunch of good fighters over there from Brazil. It's a known team out there, so it's not like it's a slouch gym. The guy is another guy that hasn't fought for 2 years, which is another concern. The last fight he had was in 2019. It was for the Jungle Fight title. I think he was defending it. But he is the Jungle Fight champion, which is, Jungle Fight is probably not like a great regional scene in Brazil, but it is what it is. I think a lot of guys fight in Jungle Fight. They pad their stats there, but whatever. The guy is super aggressive on the feet. Spinning kicks, jumping attacks, flying knees, huge power in his hands. This guy throws to knock you out in every single punch. The guy, while on the ground, he is submission after submission after submission. You watch his tape against Silva, it was a KO, but then you go back. I watched this Nascimento. I mean, the guy is bad. I'm sorry, this Henry Silva fight. I watched this one. He's going after submission on this guy while he was on his back. Eventually, doesn't get a submission, but reverses position, gets on top, and eventually gets the guy's back, submits him. Like, guy is really, really high level on the ground. Really good stand-up, super aggressive. In this decision loss here, decision win to Mosqueda, in the third round, he catches Mosqueda with a brutal flying knee, had him basically out, and walked away and let him recover, which is what saved Mosqueda. This lone loss of his, you could see it was, these two were 2 fights. It was a single man tournament. He lost by split decision to this guy. This guy's already had 5 fights. It was his first, two pro fights in the same day. So, it's a split decision loss. We'll give him a break on that, whatever. The guy is skilled probably everywhere. The one thing with him is he's a little too aggressive on the feet. He gets wild. He can be open for counters. So the thing is, I don't know about his chin. We haven't seen it. I never saw him get hurt on the regional scene. His competition has not been good. I'll say that. Look at these guys. These guys are not really great fighters. This guy that's 5-0 here, 7-1. He might be the best guy he's faced. Probably is the best guy he's faced. But again, he's fought regional guys. I don't know how good he is. He beat Junior Assis, who's not a terrible guy, but this guy is not that good either. They're all regional guys. I'm not going to give him any credit for being 7-1. So, but I do like what I see on tape with this guy. Super aggressive, goes for the kill. It's just the type of fighter he is, man. This guy's going for the kill. This guy is a monster at 125, guys. This guy is huge at 125. I can't express how big this guy is at 125. When I saw the face-offs, go back and watch the weigh-ins and face-offs when he was facing off with his opponent Santo. He looked 2 weight classes bigger than him, man. The guy is huge for the weight class. So I'm taking that into account. He's a strong guy. Now I go on to the Santo side, and I do like what I see from Santo. Like, this is another guy that has huge power in his hands, guys. When I say huge power, this guy is one-punch knockout power. That's basically what he is. He has one-punch knockout power. He has a Greco-Roman wrestling background, and he uses it in some of his fights. Once he gets the clinch, he likes to get that clinch and just like flip you over right on your back. I mean, slams guys really hard. We go back and look at who he's fought. Zarapov is not all that. Albert Trujillo fight. Go back and watch that fight. And I got a red flag from that fight because when you go back and look, this is a second round knockout, first round knockout, first round knockout. They're all first round knockouts, right? And a second round knockout. And even in amateurs, he's got second round stoppages. But we go back to this fight, and what I noticed with him is he does everything with power and strength. Whether he's chucking you off or throwing you down, they're all huge moves. They're all moves that consume energy, a lot of energy. And every punch he throws, he's punching to knock you out. So when they miss, it's that much more energy that's getting zapped out of him, And what I did see in that fight against Trujillo is Trujillo kept coming forward, right? Even though he's getting hit, even though he's connecting, he kept coming forward. He kept kicking his leg. He kept, throwing punches and tiring. He kept going at him to tire Santo out. Then what I saw in the second round, instead of him being the hammer, he was the nail. And he didn't like being the nail. That's just what I saw. He didn't like the pressure coming back at him. And basically, Trujillo broke him down, eventually landed some big punches and stopped him. But I do like what I see with Santo. Guy is 26 years old. He's fought probably the better competition. Not probably, he has fought the better competition. But again, huge question mark. Cardio is a big question mark with me for him. So, guy fights out of Nick Catone, is a decent regional camp gym. But, what I do like, I don't like a side. Right now, currently, the odds we're sitting at, they're in the 115. You can get 115 on Rodriguez, and at 105, you can get even a plus 100, 102 on FanDuel for Santo if you like Santo. But what I did play is the under 1.5. I played it at plus 1. Let me check it real quick before I lie. Under 1.5 plus 120. That's what I played it at. I have a unit and a half on it. Man, just the way these two fight, man, I don't see how this doesn't even end in the first round, man. Both guys throw huge power. Somebody's going to get iced in this fight. I'm telling you now, one of these two is going to get iced. If it gets to the ground, I definitely favor Rodriguez. He's the better ground fighter. He's got the better submission. But Caratolo is extremely strong. Like I see it on tape. Very, very powerful guy. Explosive movements. Cardio is a concern. He's going to be the smaller fighter by far. So You know what? I can't really choose a side. Odds are close. I think these odds are right. To be honest, they're what it should be. Almost a pick 'em. Give me the 1.5 at plus 120. Now it's down a little bit, plus 115. I still think it's great, man. I think one of these guys is getting iced, honestly. Rosales win parlay. Yeah, I like Win a lot. I love Win in this spot. I don't like Rosales a lot in this spot. That's the only issue. Yeah, there's a lot of tomato cans there, Tim. Dalton, I wanted to put my money on Santo, but with the lack of footage on Rosales, Rodriguez, plus the fact that he looks 2 weight classes above Santo at the faceoffs, I don't know anymore. Yeah, man. Like, don't underestimate Rodriguez. He's a good fighter. He's wild, but he's very, very dangerous, man. He's throwing big, explosive movements, and he could put anybody out in that 125-pound, division with the weight. From what I saw on tape, guy's very explosive, very powerful, and you could see it in his physique. Like, the guy is powerful. I might take the under 1.5 rounds. Yeah, I like that spot. I don't here. It's 125 pounders, which is usually not a good. You're thinking like under 1.5 for a 125-pound fight. Why would you ever take that? But go back and watch how these two fight. These two guys fight like madmen. Like they want to take each other's heads off, and that's what's probably going to happen in this fight. One of them is going to take the other's head off. So, yeah, I'm that's my bet. The under 1.5. I like it. If you guys can get it at plus, 115, 110, I jump on it. I might not be there tomorrow, to be honest. And let's move on. We'll go on to our third fight. Stephen Nguyen against Theo Ralang. Ralang. I butchered it, but Ralang. I'll start off with Stephen Nguyen. Guy's a former Dana White's Contender Series guy. He fought Elon Cruz. If you go back and watch that fight against Elon Cruz, competitive fight. Elon Cruz was just like, he couldn't figure him out with the kicks. Elon Cruz threw a bunch of kicks that fight. I mean, head kick, low kick, body kicks, teep kicks, flying knees. Caught Nguyen with a huge flying knee in the second round. I still don't know how he took that flying knee in the second round, because it landed flush and he took it really well. Didn't even rock him. So the guy has a good chin. He did get knocked out in the third round, but I mean, like, anybody probably gets knocked out with the knee that Elon Cruz caught him with. Probably anybody gets knocked out. So he's got a good chin. He shows it. He's got really good cardio. That's something that he works on. Guy's 27 years old. He's at Primal Martial Arts Gym. He did. I'm sorry, not Primal Martial Arts. That's his opponent. Sorry, he's at Fortis MMA. What am I saying? He's at Fortis MMA. He's been out of Fortis MMA. He's 28 years old. Sorry, I read the wrong notes. Really good boxing skills. Pressure fighter. Constantly moving forward. Really good footwork on the feet. Dude is a personal trainer at Fortis, so he's into diet, he's into shape. You could see it on tape. He's got really good cardio. This competition is, not really good. Probably the best guy he's fought is Elon Cruz. He lost. It was a close fight. Got caught with the knee in the third, but I think he was still losing that third, to be honest. It was close, but he got caught. He took 2 years off also. So, like, there's a theme here. He took a 2-year off, but he did fight, which taking 2 years off here after that brutal knee knockout might be a good thing. Hone your skills, hone your defensive skills, see what went wrong, why you couldn't figure out, Elon Cruz's kicking. And I mean, Elon Cruz is a difficult guy to fight because of his length, especially when you've never fought someone like that's as long as he is, and he throws as many kicks. So for that aspect, that's probably what gave him a lot of difficulty, and I think that's what did give him difficulty. But recently, he's moved to Dallas, real close to Fortis. He has a home there. He's training out of there. I'm sure he's getting a lot better. He's a coach over there. He's a personal trainer there. So I'm sure he's in tip-top shape here. This is his second chance. He wants to make good on his second chance. I don't doubt that he will not do it, because I think he will. Theo Railing on the other side, 27 years old. He fights out of Primal Martial Arts. Not sure how good that camp is. I didn't see anybody that I knew really. The guy did part of his camp though at American Kickboxing Academy. He has a kickboxing background. So does actually Stephen Nguyen. He's a kickboxer. Both guys. I don't know if this guy is more into Muay Thai, I believe, but he's got a Thai boxing background, I think. But he's got decent striking, good strong low kicks. But man, look at who this guy's fought, man. Like regional, all in South Carolina, Ultimate Battlegrounds. Like he's fought Jeremy Saraya, 4-4. Now 4-4. Dave Morgan, life and death against this guy, 5-8 guy. I mean, that wasn't a good look. I watched that fight, like it wasn't a good look. Kenny Hill, 3-11, 0-1, 2-3, all regional, like bad. Not only are they regional fighters, but they're regional bad fighters, So he's not even fighting decent fighters on the regional scene. He's fighting bad fighters on the region. The one thing I'll say is look how often this guy's fought. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's fought 4 times in 2020, once in 2021, had another scheduled, bout that fell through. But, this is 1, 2, this is 6 fights in a year and a half. So this guy's been active. He's probably trying to improve. I don't like what I see on this guy, honestly, on the feet. He's much smaller. Nguyen is going to have a huge reach, size advantage. This guy doesn't really grapple much to give Nguyen any type of problems there. If this is going to be a stand-up fight with the way, the reach, the size, the boxing skills of Nguyen, I think he dominates this dude. This dude is stepping up to a different type of league, and he's going to see it in Nguyen. So Stephen Nguyen is going to win. That's my prediction of this fight. Like, I don't see how this guy, I don't even know why this guy is in the Contender Series, to be honest. I don't know why. Why did they choose this guy? I didn't see anything on tape that said, wow, this guy should be on the Contender Series. So, yeah, I mean, Stephen Nguyen, lock him into your parlays. That's a parlay piece for me. I got him at minus 196 on FanDuel. He is still 196 on FanDuel. Get on that, because the rest of the market, he's 230 and above, 240, 250 on DraftKings. If you have FanDuel, minus 196, get on Stephen Nguyen. I have him in a parlay. I have him straight. It's just a great spot for him. He should dominate here. A lot of those lines change Monday night into Tuesday. Yeah, that's what. And get on. If you take my opinion, get on Stephen Nguyen, because that line's going to change. He might hit 300 tomorrow, honestly, maybe more. And I've been pretty much on the dot with these lines, and I honestly think this is going to probably touch 300, if not more. So it's minus 196 right now on FanDuel. You guys can get it. Go get it. Fuck, I wish I knew that. Yeah, I mean, you can get it right now. If you have FanDuel, you can get it right now. Theo's best competition was actually in the amateurs, where he was knocked down multiple times by a pressure boxer, which is Nguyen's bread and butter. Yeah, that's nice to know. I didn't even know that. Which fight are you referring to, Dalton? Because I honestly didn't tape his amateur fight, so I don't want to say I did. But which fight would that be? Let's see. I mean, he won all of them. I mean, probably the split decision, maybe. I don't know. But either way, Nguyen is going to piece this dude up, man. Huge size advantage, better boxing skills, better competition, better gym. I mean, I keep going on forever. Like, why is he only minus 196? Makes no sense. Dude should be upwards of 270, 280, 300 even, to be honest. That's where I cap him at a minus 260 plus. So you can get him at minus 196, jump on him. What I said in my tweet. Oh, okay. I got you. I took minus 235, said it would get to 300. Yeah, it's going to get, I don't know. You're obviously you don't have FanDuel, but yeah, FanDuel has it still. FanDuel is always behind the market, so I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, even 235, you're in a good spot, dude. I really don't think this guy has anything for him. Let's move on. I don't want to go on forever. Let's go to fight number 4. Michael Morales going up against Nikolai Veratenikov. Let me look over my notes on this. I know I have some notes on Morales. There's not a crazy amount of tape. But the guy's 11-0. He's 21 years old, so that's impressive. He's got 11 fights. I mean, he started in 2017, but look at recently. Like, he's got a bunch of fights in a 2-year span. Guy's been very active. Recently moved. That's the thing with this guy. He was training out of Colombia or Ecuador. I'm sorry, his hometown. But then recently, the past about year and a half, he's moved to Entra BJJ in Tijuana, which is Moreno's gym, Alejandro Perez's gym. So there's really good guys over there. So he's training with really good guys now. I'll give him that. Level competition, absolutely horrific. Go back and look. All local guys in Ecuador. I don't know who they are. No one to name. This guy is probably the best guy he's faced, 8-5 in the UWC Mexico, which is on Fight Pass. But look at this guy. Like, yeah, I know he's lost to, decent fighters, but stopped. Lost to a 2-3 guy. So how good is this guy actually? Probably not good at all. You go back and watch a tape. He kind of dominated him. This guy didn't even want to get punched. It seemed like he folded up to every punch. Eventually knocked him out in the second. But let's talk about Morales a little. Guy's a purple belt BJJ. He got 11 fights in 4 years, which is very impressive. Been very active. Got decent power. But the one thing I'll say is when he throws punches, he drops his hands a lot. His hands are low, which is not a good thing. You don't like to see a fighter, especially a 21-year-old already with his hands low. His hands should be up. They're probably fixing that in Mexico where he's training now. So might be a good thing. But again, that's a flaw I did see. His most notable win, actually, I have it written down, was this guy, Leonardo Blasco, who's 14-4. But this guy also has fought a bunch of tomato cans and built up his record fighting in Ecuador or Colombia. I think Colombia or Ecuador, whatever. And basically fought a bunch of tomato cans and built up his record. You see, when he moved up against this guy in UWC Mexico, 18-13 guy, he got knocked out in the 4th round. So, his competition is not good. I'm not going to say that. He has a lot of question marks. Like, I don't know. I mean, go back and look. He's got second round knockout, first round knockout, first round, second, first, second. Decision 3 years ago, first and second. So he's getting a lot of stoppages early. He's not going deep into fights. He's just like complete mismatch against his opponents. But the guy is tall, 6'3", has good size, good build, throws decent punches. The one thing is also he's got low volume. He's got a decent jab. I don't know how to rate this guy, honestly. There's not enough tape out there to say how good he is. To me, from the little tape that I got, and I think I got like maybe 3 or 4 fights, he's not that good. He's low. He's fighting really low level guys, and his output is not. It's not there. I mean, he's still green. Remember, the guy's 21 years old, so he's very green. His opponent, though, Nikolai Veratenikov, he's fought good opposition. Go back and look. Anthony Ivy, former UFC guy, whatever you want to call him, Chinny, anything you want to call him, but still a UFC guy. Put him out easily. Steve Jones, very, very tough LFA regional guy, really good fighter, not a bad fighter at all. Had him hurt multiple times in this fight. Won an easy decision. Austin Jones, no one to write home about, but the guy has fought. Charlie Ontiveros, former UFC guy for, I think, 1 fight. He also, took care of business there. But the one thing is, you see, all 3 of his losses are early. So the guy is 34 years old. He's not young, but he's at King's MMA. Really, really good gym. Very good takedown defense. You go back and watch the Steve Jones fight, the Anthony Ivy fight. He's always digging for underhooks. Every single time they get in there, always digging for underhooks. Very strong in the clinch. So the guy is really, really strong, powerful build. He's also, 6'2", so there's not going to be like Morales being a big advantage standing. Because when they're face to face, to be honest, I'm looking at Morales. They say 6'3", and Nikolai is 6'2", but Nikolai looked like the taller guy to me. So Nikolai looked like the thicker guy to me. This dude, the one thing I'll tell you is Nikolai has vicious, vicious knees in the clinch. Those knees, a bunch of these KOs that you see on his thing are a result of those knees just basically crumbling guys, and he's eventually pounding them out. But most of the effects of these knockouts are the knees, man. Those knees are brutal. And anytime he gets a chance in the clinch, he throws them. He threw them on Steve Jones. He hurt him 2 different times in that fight. He crumbled him in the third with it. Guy has really strong. He's a really strong guy in the clinch. That's one thing I noticed. He's going up against a 21-year-old that's not fully mature now. And that's where I worry a lot for Michael Morales in the clinch. I don't think Morales is going to have an answer for him in the clinch, because I think this 34-year-old grown man is going to be a lot stronger. Not to mention, he's already very strong. Again, you watch these other fights, he's just dominating in the clinch. And I'm scared to see what he's going to do to Morales in the clinch if it gets there. And the other thing is, with him, is he's got a really good kicking game. He uses his teeps. He's using his calf kicks. But he also has some flaws, right? He's really heavy on his lead leg, so he's open to get kicked a lot. The other thing that I saw in him, he's kind of stiff. He has a stiff stand-up, so he's kind of like heavy on his lead leg, and he's really stiff when he's throwing punches. But he does throw with a lot of power when he does. So he tries to back you up, get you against the cage, and then throw big shots, or try to get you in the clinch. That's his thing. He wants to get you in a clinch to throw knees. Guy's on an 8-fight winning streak. It's not a fluke. I think it's because, partly because he's moved, and he's fighting, out of King's MMA. That's got to help. That's helped him a bunch for sure. He's there all the time. You look at his Instagram, he's constantly training there. Dude is putting the work in. He, I don't know, man. Morales, this is not a good fight for him, to be honest. 21-year-old going up against a tank like this guy. Guy is really strong in the clinch, man. Yeah, he gets hit. He's got a decent chin. Like I don't see, he got hit by. He got hit pretty hard by Steve Jones a couple times. Took him pretty good. Never seemed to be hurt. So honestly, I think Nikolai is going to absolutely dominate here in the clinch. I think the clinch is going to be the most important part of this fight. And that's where he's going to hurt Michael Morales. And, I have Nikolai Veratenikov in a parlay with Stephen Nguyen at minus 235 and a minus 196. It will give you a plus 116. I have 2 units on it. I think both guys severely outmatched their opponents. Michael Morales, I don't see how Morales wins this fight. Like, I know his striking, it's decent, but he's not aggressive. He doesn't have like huge power in his strikes. I don't see it. How does he win this fight like against Nikolai? Because I don't think he's in the clinches where he's going to have a lot of problems. And the strength advantage is going to be key here. So, yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm still waiting for props because there's no props on any of these fights yet. So I don't have any props. I might throw some props up tomorrow. If I can get a Veratenikov KO prop, I think I'm going to take it if it's good plus money. But yeah, I mean, Veratenikov, you can get him right now. He's at minus 195 on DraftKings, man. I lost. I took him at, actually he's minus 190 as we speak. People are just betting money on Morales. I don't see what they see in Morales. He was minus 235, so I'm on the wrong side right now. But man, I might add to minus 190 to be honest. I think he's just going to dominate this guy in the clinch. You're talking about a guy that's really strong in the clinch, grown man against a 21-year-old that hasn't fought absolutely nobody. So where the confidence is coming in with Morales, I don't know, but we'll see. No, you don't have FanDuel. Sorry, bro. His last one against Michael Shermer, he ended the fight by KO, but got knocked down multiple times the first round. The ref was called. Oh, in the amateurs? Okay, I got you. So that was the fight against Shermer? 3-bet on Steven. I like it. I like it, Tim. I think we're cashing that. What do you think about the over-under on the rounds in this one? It's 1.5. So I'm not really. I rather see a 2.5, honestly, in this Veratenikov fight. 1.5. It's not like Veratenikov is like some huge. Sorry, is some like huge fast starter. So, and Morales is very low volume. So like I don't like the 1.5 too much, honestly. I would probably stay away, and it's juiced to the over. It's minus 170. So yeah, I would not play the under 1.5 in this fight. Like I said, if you got 2.5, different story. I take it, depending on what the price is. But yeah, if anybody has any more questions, we're 45 minutes in. I have one more fight. Throw them at me. I'll try to answer as best as I can. Otherwise, we will move on to the main event. I have no idea why this fight is the main event, but it's the main event. Hashim Arkahaga against AJ Dobson. Going back on Arkahaga first, right? Dude is 32 years old. He fights in the Middle East out of, I think it's called the Desert Force promotion. Dude's fought a bunch of cans. The dude's fought twice in the last, I think, 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2010. Actually, sorry, I'm wrong. 11 years. He's fought twice. Sorry. He's fought twice in the last, I was right. He's fought twice in the last 9 years. This guy's fought 2 times in the last 9 years against a guy that's pretty much a can, 9-7, has been knocked out and submitted, whatever, in his last, 1, 2, well, he's been knocked out a lot. Okay. He's lost his last 7. So this guy is not someone he's fought that's anywhere near good. And then he's fought another guy that's 13-11. They're 13-12 now, okay, who's a nobody, and basically padded his record with 2 guys that don't even belong, in the cage with him. But when you go back, this guy, first of all, a big turnoff is this guy had, this is his promotion, this is his time to shine, and the guy comes in at 189 pounds. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're 3 pounds overweight. This is your chance to you haven't fought in, almost a year. This is your chance to get a UFC contract. They didn't look like this guy if you're coming in overweight for this fight and it's not like on super short notice, why are you missing weight like this, dude? Like the guy is, he's always fought at 85, I believe. So I don't understand why this guy, missed weight like this. Not a good look. He did not look good on the scales. Go back and watch his tape. He has decent power, but again, he's fighting nobodies, man. In this fight against Ibrahim El Sawi, 9 years ago, he gets head kicked, gets knocked down. He's like out of it. This Ibrahim guy who's absolutely horrific, 6'8" guy, jumps on him, somehow doesn't stop him, then gets reversed. And it's just, the level of competition is terrible. He's facing a very, very low level of competition. Has, good, decent power, but guy hasn't fought, man. You haven't fought. Where's the dedication that you're given a chance in the UFC to get a UFC contract and then you're 4 pounds overweight? I don't like it. Terrible look. He's former Desert Force champion, which is a Middle East promotion. Not good. He has, I guess, decent takedowns in some of these fights. He does take people down. I'm not sure how good he is on the ground. It didn't seem like he was very good on the ground. I don't have much to say about this guy, honestly. He's not someone that I'm really afraid of at all. No dedication. Looked terribly out of shape. Probably doesn't have cardio to go even 3 rounds. I mean, going back and looking, all these wins are by stoppages, even these 2. So he's never even been to a 3rd round. Guy only fought twice in the last 9 years. What makes me think this guy has any type of cardio to last, 2.5 or 3 rounds even? I don't see it. This guy has no cardio, I think. If he doesn't get his knockout in the 1st round, he's probably screwed. Going back to AJ Dobson. Okay, again, a guy that hasn't faced the best competition. Kind of green too. He's 5-0. But he's faced a guy in Kalen Hill, who was a former Contender Series guy, fought Impa Kasanganay that we know that's in the UFC. He fought him 3 rounds, went to a decision with him. He absolutely starched him. And what you see with AJ Dobson, whether it be, he doesn't look skilled or what, that guy has a lot of power, guys. This guy has one punch KO power, huge power, loves to come forward, loves to put the pressure on you. And when he strikes with nothing but power. He wants to lay you out. And again, this guy hasn't fought a lot either. So you go back and look, since 2016, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 fights in 5 years. So he's not very active either. But this guy's been more active than his opponent. He's fought the better competition. He even fought John Gunther here and beat John Gunther. I don't know how this cut was. I didn't watch this fight, but he gave John Gunther a cut, beat John Gunther, John Gunther's a good fighter. He had a cancel bout against Logan Storley. So, guys trying to fight guys. He is the better striker. He's going to have more power. I guarantee you, the guy, go back and watch his Instagram. This guy does some insane, like power lifting stuff. The guy has a crazy strength and conditioning program that he does at one of the best strength and conditioning gyms. So, this guy he's powerful just by what you see on tape and in his fights. And then you go back to his strength and conditioning. This guy's powerful. I'm telling you guys now, he's got heavy hands. He's going to hurt people when he touches them. He's the younger guy. They're both about the same size, but this guy's in better shape. He came in shape. He came to win. He came to get that contract. I bet him at plus money at plus 110. I think that was completely off. This guy should be in the 160, 170, even 200 range after what I saw on the scales. Why was this guy plus 110? I snagged it. Right now, I guess you could still get 110 if you have Betway. I don't have that. He's minus 108 on FanDuel. Smash it. Get it. He's the better fighter. The other guy just doesn't look like he's coming in to get a contract. When you come in looking like that, haven't fought in forever, 2 fights in 9 years, he's probably not training, guys. Let's be honest. The guy's not training hard. And I think he's going to get KO'd here because he's going up against an absolute tank. Not to say that Dobson has some like elite skills. He doesn't. He's probably still getting better. He's not fighting at a great gym. I mean, he's at Immortal Martial Arts. It's not a known gym. I think he has some Muay Thai background, so he's got really good kicks. But he relies on his hands, man. He tries to knock you out when he touches you, and he's got really big power. So, yeah, I have Dobson. I have him at a plus number. Even now at a minus 108, I'd probably bet him up to minus 140, 150 range because I really think this guy should be upwards of 150, 160, even 180 because he is the better fighter. The line totally flipped on this one after the weight miss. No, actually, it was dropping before the weight miss. But, yeah, the weight miss kind of helped move. Oh, you're talking about, against AJ. Yeah, the weight miss kind of helped and moved the line some more. But, yeah, it was moving already. It was moving. I was looking at it, and it was moving. Next, Narco Cop, you rock. All right, no problem, Shirley. Thank you for joining me. If anybody else has any questions, please. The one other thing I want to say is please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I try to give you guys winners. Last week was a great week. I gave you a bunch of winners. I'm trying to do the same again. This is like a regular podcast for me every Monday. Next week, I'll have a couple of guests in here. I already have them lined up. It was kind of a hectic week. I couldn't ask people. I asked people last second, which wasn't right. But I was trying to get a couple of people on. I had somebody drop out. So, but next week, I will have a couple of people on. I'll get it in early. And that way, next week, I think we'll start up back at the 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Dalton says, hey, man, thanks for the stream. I can tell you Do your research. That's a sub for me. Catch you later. Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Do whatever you guys can to win some money tomorrow. That's the key. We want to win money. And the other thing is, without you guys, I want to say this. I always say this. Without you guys in chat, without you guys that liking, subscribing, I probably wouldn't be doing this, because it's, what's the point, right? I'm here for you guys. I'm here to put out winners, and that's all I want to do. Put out winners, give you guys the best lines. Thanks, Narco. Best of luck. Of course, Tim. You're the best, brother. Cheers. Stephen Peck, appreciate the insight. Sub. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, I try to give you guys whatever I can. Whatever I see on tape, I kind of go with it. I really don't look at much line movement, stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. What I see is what I believe. That's how I look at fights. If I see an edge, I play the edge. And it's all about getting edges at the end of the day, guys. We're looking for lines that we can establish that give us an edge. So if I see a line, that I believe is off, then I'm getting an edge by playing it based on what I saw on tape. So that's how I do it. Anyways, anything else, shoot them real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of here. You guys have a great night. Good luck tomorrow. Let's win some money and catch you guys on the other side. Take care.